Say no. Say no to IP28. See this dinner plate right here? This plate is for salads. But first, I'm appealing to the wealthy and the blue-collar worker. It doesn't matter what your level of income is, where you work, what country you originate from, what color you are, what style you are, what food designation is your preference, whether you're vegetarian, all of it, or carnivore. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Your salad plates will be affected. This law is very inclusive yet vague, but yet limitless in its boundaries. Double talk, unclear but very clear. They are verbalizing things that are not in the law and getting geared up to enforce this, and I don't know how they're going to enforce it. But the idea is that if you so much as kill a spider or an ant, euthanize your animal, discipline your animal, or try and train your animal, that's animal cruelty. If you try and protect yourself against a dog that's attacking you and your pet, or just you, then you're the one that's going to be the perpetrator because you just committed animal cruelty against that violent animal and owner or animal. It isn't a law that should be taken off and rewritten either. It should just be eliminated, trashed. You see, Oregon just added things to our taxes that when you buy a fishing license, park, permit, hunting license, there are things in that purchase that go to maintain our local parks for tourism. Okay? So if we can't hunt or fish, we can't buy hunting license or fishing license. So that goes away. But then so do the parks, because the national parks, the Oregon, park people, well, they're not going to get paid for doing their job. And if they're not getting paid, they're not going to do their job. Your trails, etc. There were things added into our taxes, but those come from buying fishing licenses, buying, crabbing and shell permit, license, and hunting licenses and so forth. So now take all that away. How many people in Oregon do that? And you've lost one heck of a huge chunk of money that goes to our parks and other places to help them operate. So that goes bye-bye. We have yet to see how they intend on utilizing this in the commercial arena. Commercial crabbing, fishing, dairy, meat producing, sheep, whether you use them for wool or whether you provide meat, chickens, eggs, etc. Now, keeping chickens is being declared as cruel. Okay? But letting chickens go is even crueler because they're going to get eaten and attacked by terrible animals. Well, that's supposedly the cycle of life, I guess? Is that what they're saying? I don't know. I have a lot of questions. But I know that you and I are being told in interviews, and apparently this verbiage is such that you can't kill ants, you can't set out ant traps, you can't send out rat traps. If you have a home where you maintain your mice and your rodents by keeping traps outside or traps under your house or in your house, you can't do that. Sorry. Can't own things that you are holding against their will or out of their natural environment, I guess. I heard an interview where that's what they're saying. So if your animal gets a terminal disease and there is really no treatment for it, or something happens to your animal and it's beyond fixing beyond the medical care that, there's no remedy for that, your animal's going to go through a very cruel and horrible death as it dies naturally. Let that sink in, because you can't euthanize your animal. So I think at this point we have seen something come about that is from a very dark agenda. And this very dark agenda has a lot of money. They're paying illegal aliens, people who are here visiting from other countries, to stand outside and get petitions signed for them to ensure this gets on the ballot. They are paying people to sign it that are illegal. They are letting people sign it because these people don't understand our voter laws. There was video. There is proof on YouTube that people underage, people who had a criminal background, people who were aliens, they were not citizens of the U.S., were signing these petitions. The names on those petitions that got this on the ballot, so many of them are not legal signatures, and nobody is doing anything about it. And we sit here quietly, passively, just sitting here going, I guess whatever happens, happens. Que sera, sera. Well, they're apparently very energetic about it. So we need to get energetic about it, because this plate right here, you want some food on it? You want to have meat at least 3 times a week? You want to have produce that is not, you are going to have to learn to grow your own stuff, and you're going to have to learn to do it inside so that there's no pests or insect. And then again, you're going to end up with things that you've got to treat. So you're going to have to find a way to treat it without using anything that will hurt, maim, kill, or make this insect or animals not be able to reproduce. And then what happens when all of this is limited? The things that our pest control, our rodent control people do, well, I am under the understanding they're not going to be able to do that anymore. A lot of people without jobs. A lot of people without jobs. A lot of people without help to maintain things that will make their home unhealthy and unlivable. So whoever wrote this bill has absolutely lost their mind, and the people who are signing this bill are clueless as to what the bill is really about. So I'm asking you Oregonians to consider very carefully taking a couple hours of your time and sitting down and researching, finding this bill, the full language that is going on the ballot in November, and reading it, and then keeping an eye on it, getting reminders for it. You have to go to your government sites to find the original bill that's going on the ballot, because you want the right one to read. And then keep a reminder on that. Bookmark that to your screen, to your computer. Check back periodically, because they may amend it. Now, the petitions don't cover any amendments. People that signed it didn't sign for the amendment. So personally, I think they should have to be required to get a whole new set of signatures. And I think they should only be allowed to get them in certain places, and they should be supervised. Those places need to be in a public place where they are supervised while they get the signatures. And there is some enforcement person there to make sure that each person is checked for registration voter, ID, and to make sure that they are a local, legal voting resident. Do I think that it should go on the ballot still? No. I think this thing needs to be eliminated. Otherwise, Oregonians are going to experience this right here. Remember, did you ever see the movie with Robin Williams? He's Peter Pan. I can't remember the name of the movie. Remember when they were doing this? Bangarang! That's what you're going to be doing. So it's not funny because food isn't going to appear out of nothing. So I'm asking you, please make IP28 go away. And on behalf of the commercial places that will be producing dairy products, meat products, etc., if it hasn't affected you yet, what do you think is the next step after they pass this bill? Don't think that you will be unaffected by this. How many Oregonians will be out of work? How many family farms are going to be lost because of this? Before that, because if this bill passes and you have a small farm that isn't commercial, you can't do that anymore. So I think even goats, it's like anything. So I'm asking you, Oregonians, if you want to keep animals safe and you're after this peace bill because you think animal cruelty is a thing, then all you have to do is report it when you see it. Because the animal cruelty and animal safety that you're concerned about, this is not it. This bill is not it. Read it. It's going to slap you in the face. I'm hoping that you will take this very seriously, because not only will it stop a lot of money coming in through taxes that was set to take care of Oregon parks, tourism, things that affect our tourism, that was set to affect certain other things that at this moment, I'm vaguely remembering that there are things that it was going to help. I believe we have something that's going to affect our handling fires in Oregon. There are so many things that this is going to affect. Jobs, people's food. There are certain things that we need that, vitamins and certain things that come from animals. Your healthcare industry, whether you know it or not, there's certain things they don't even realize when they utilize that has been derived from animals. So I am hoping that you all will take a step back and look at IP28 as something that is going to the human race in Oregon. It is going to create something so horrible you can't even begin to imagine. But if you're analytical enough and you start saying, but if it just takes step at a time, it affects this, well, then that's going to affect it. If you don't know how to do that, find somebody who is a farmer and ask them, how is this going to affect you? How is this going to affect us? If it doesn't affect you, how is it going to affect us? Go start asking questions to the people that know. And if you want the real answers, you need to be asking the other side. I'm asking you, please, say no to IP28. Trash this bill. We can rewrite a bill that requires people to take good care of their animals, no injuries, and etc. This wild and crazy mindset about, oh, you have a lizard, let it go, set it free. Okay, we can do that. Its environment isn't here. But when we do let these things go, the people that own pythons and snakes and things like that, you're submitting people to danger and all kinds of terrible things, because those things can eat quite big things. They can get pretty big. Lizards, they won't survive. And if they do, what are you doing to our environment here in Oregon? I don't know what to do. I don't know how to explain how far this can go. But as a formal legal assistant, then paralegal, going from A to Z through all my learning, I learned how to read the Latin lingo, and this wasn't written in a proper legal language. This was not written properly at all. And then on top of it, this thing is just a mess. It's going to cause such a disaster across our state. The whole eastern side of Oregon is going to be, yeah, please say no.